So I think that you probably want to just like tell your background and what what you were trying to accomplish and everything. Basically, what you did on the call before. You don't have to be as lengthy as before, but.
Pete, all right, yeah, we can. Hey, how you doing, brother?
What's going on, man?
All right, so yeah, we probably all go around and introduce ourselves and stuff. All right, I guess I'll start. I'm Jassim Alameen. I own 10 acres of land in Tannersville, Georgia, and I was trying to build a independent, off-the-grid black community where we can separate and do our own thing, and keep wealth in our own communities. And I was blessed enough to be able to link up with your guys as a collective and stuff. And stuff started to take off from there.
That's real. We was planning to do the same thing. And Jamila told us about it, so I just wanted to get a feel for you, what you was talking about, and at some point, we love to see the land, get a feel for how the feel of the land, how the energy is. That'd be dope. It sounds like a good idea, though.
Okay, you guys are more than welcome to go out there anytime. So, Jamila said she's out there in Georgia, so you guys can go out there anytime, link up, go with her. I posted the address to the land inside the group. I'll post it again, and feel free anytime to go out there and check it out.
Yeah, that's real. So we'll work on that. I'll let my business partner know, and we'll like arrange something, man. Whoever all from our collective who's interested, you know what I'm saying, we'll get everybody together and we'll make a trip out there, man. Take a look at it, and we can all meet face to face. Like again, man, it sounds like you were doing the same thing we were gonna do, man. So to come together is really would be the ideal situation. So.
Yeah.
Oh, and Chevelle, just to let you know, D is on the call. He muted himself though because he said he's in the car with his fam. So.
Yeah, I'm here. I'm listening. I can't talk too much though because I'm muted. I got my kids is crazy in the car, but I'm listening.
Cool. Well, of course, I'm Jamila, and we basically were all trying to do the same thing, and Jalea hooked us up with you. She's a great sister, so I pretty much went off of her word because I know she's very particular about who she deals with. So when she referred you to us, Jassim, I was happy because I knew she was saying that she knew some people and she could get us in touch with some people. But yeah, our entire goal is to do exactly the same thing: a sustainable Black community. Like you said, build wealth and be able to bring the community out and show them a model of what we can do across the country. And that's really about it for me. And we can just go to the next person.
I guess I'll go next. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. My name is Carla. On Facebook, I'm Yeye Afua. Sister Angelina, we were talking earlier in the week, and she told me about this group. Basically, I didn't get the full aspect, but she gave me enough information to make me really excited and interested, simply because about a year ago, I started to try to pull people together for a similar collective. And basically, based on a vision that I had when I was a little girl in the community that I lived in, I'm from the Virgin Islands, on how the collective can truly build and without borrowing, begging, and creating their own. So when I heard about this, I kind of sort of had a plan about a year ago, and it was so very similar. So I was really excited to be a part of the group, to lend whatever it is that, I'm able to at this point. the same opportunity came about a year ago to where there was in Georgia 372-unit apartment building that had been abandoned, blah, blah, blah. It was the same concept, had a plan to see that through. So hopefully, I can bring some of that to this collective. You guys are able to hear me out. So I'm here to do whatever.
Okay.
Okay. Anyone else? All right, well, if there's no one else, we can start talking about a lot of things that we discussed inside the little chat group we got. You said you wanted to touch base on some about the diagram, Jamila, and how you got it set up and the acres and stuff like that.
I took into consideration everything that everyone was saying about the security, and I know on the diagram, and Dee and Chevea already have copies of the presentation, but it's and I sent it to you and I put it in the group. But on there is the 4 security towers, or whatever, and then connecting those with like a security gate around the property, and then having like a security building at the front that should be included, and so I could add that to the diagram, and then the acreage, the 2 acres for housing, and then 2 acres for like the event hall and the Temple of Black Sciences, and then the 3 acres for like the town, and then 3 acres for the farm. If that was cool with everybody, I thought that was a good way to break it up, because I know that you said that you wanted 2 acres for housing for the families to have enough space, and then the farming, of course, that would need a considerable amount of acreage. So 3 acres would be big enough. And I went over that with Love Power, and he's the one that helped set up the farm diagram, because he's been farming for like 15, 20 years. And so he gave me some pointers on where everything probably would be best to be. And so if you look on the diagram in the group, the farm diagram, the key is on the left side, and it gives like the different areas where everything would be: the greenhouses, the produce, the barn, the orchids. If you guys go into the group and you go to the end of the presentation, all the diagrams are basically there. So.
Well, I trust you guys, you guys' expertise on that. I had something else, because I was basing off of, cause I didn't really expect to find a bunch of people this quick. I thought I was basing off of my own perspective, but you guys have more experience in that area than I do. So if you guys think that's best, because I don't know nothing about farming, man. So I think that's best.
Yeah, I've actually been. I didn't know a lot before I joined the Grow or Die group that they have on Facebook, and I've just been going through all the posts and all the files and everything that they have in there, kind of just digesting all of the information. And since Love Power, since he has a lot of experience with it, he kind of helped with setting that up, because when you start the farm, there has to be a considerable, not considerable, but a certain amount of space, because especially if we're talking about like raising like chickens and having like doing the produce and the in-ground produce, and then also like raised beds and the greenhouses and all of that. You have to be able to space those things out. You know what I'm saying? And so the 3 acres would be ideal for that. And then, of course, like the town area where everybody can congregate and people can come and and basically spend money within the community or whatever. So basically just going through that group and sitting down with people that already know, I was able to compile that together. So.
Right. All right. You may have any questions about the diagram or the security?
I was just thinking about how the temple might fit in. I know everybody else on the call is not aware, but pretty soon, in conjunction with the Black House Collective, the Black First Movement, and the other things that we're doing, soon we'll have the Temple of Black Sciences. And I'm just wondering how it will fit in. I don't know, what these plans are as far as like the location, but I'm just wondering how, I just wanted to keep everything in the community together or as close as possible. So I was just, in my mind, I was just wondering how that might work.
Actually, I put it there on the end because if D is available, if D can explain kind of to Jashim what the Temple of Black Sciences is, because I actually put it on the diagram. If you guys go to the and I'll send you the link again, Chevelle, because I sent it when we had that conference call like 2 months ago. Yes. And I'll send it to you again. But on the diagram, there's like guest housing at the end, and then there's an event hall, and then there's a space for that there as well. And there's like a botanical garden and like a parking spot for people that come onto the property. And so if you guys go and look on there, that's there. But it's D. Can you hear us?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay. You can explain basically what it is, and so Jashim can basically see what you guys were trying to do and accomplish with that.
Well, the Temple of Black Sciences is basically, it's a house for spiritual practices and for learning. It's a concept that I have. I like I said, I've just been recently ordained a minister, and I'm trying to expand basically. In the Temple of Black Sciences, all of the black sciences will be taught. Black sciences include astrology, alchemy, if you want to label Christianity as a science, Islam is a science. All of these are tools that are used to communicate with God. All of these are tools that are used to communicate with a higher being. I want to teach all of these different aspects under the same roof. Why? Because, like I've been saying all day today, because I've been out promoting Black First, none of the different, what do I want to call it? None of the different things that section us off or piece us off from each other matter. What really matters is that we're black people and that we're indigenous to this planet. And I want to teach that, not just myself, but because I'm not versed in all of the sciences. I'm versed in some of the sciences. I want teachers to come in and to teach the different, teach the congregation in different sciences of that sort. I'm working on that right now as we speak, trying to bring one of the temples into manifestation. We're starting out. Y'all can go ahead. I'm coming. We're starting out with some of the ritual practices that we do once a month at my own personal home. But that's it in a nutshell, man. It's a place to grow spiritually, to open you up to nature, to God, and to the divine being within. And I just want everything under one roof, because I feel like when we section things off, we lose touch with what really matters, basically. That's it. But wherever you guys decide that it can go, I would like to first start off with the. I think the farm is very important. I think that we don't have to really designate a building for the temple as of yet. We can still practice and do certain things because the land should be rich enough for us to go out there and do what we need to do. Like, I want to bless the land before we even start planning and doing anything. I want to give the land a blessing.
Yeah, so that's why I think we should everybody meet up and make a trip. You know what
Real
I mean?
talk.
Like I was saying, to check out the land, survey, get the feel of it, and bless whatever endeavors we're gonna do.
But wherever I'm an open and active participant. What I bring to the table is traditional African/Black spirituality, and that's why I call it the Temple of Black Sciences, because everything is a science. And I'm here. I'm ready to rock. I think it's a wonderful idea. I'm ready to be a part of it, and I'm ready to help grow the community. So wherever it's placed, that's not a big deal to me. The fact that it is there, I'm humbled and I'm grateful that you guys are willing to put it there, and I think that it will help out in the overall concept of the community.
Mm-hmm. Now, I also wanted to bring this. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
If it's going to be a community, you really can't have a community without that foundation, especially not right now. So I think that's important. And, same thing for me. I'm honored to be a part of it, and I got various resources, whatever y'all need. You ask the right questions, I can give you the right answer.
And I just wanted to say, I know Jashim had an idea. Jashim, can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you.
Okay, you had an idea about celebrating an African tribe every month.
Yeah. Well, I don't know too much about the Black science and stuff, because I myself, I'm a Sunni Muslim, and I kind of wanted to keep people's belief systems like personal to themselves, because it can cause issues later on. I know a lot of people have that. That's one of the main things that divides people, So that's something we have to look into and discuss further. But because I don't know nothing about it, so if y'all can educate me on it a little bit, we can definitely figure out what it's about, I like it.
Definitely, brother. There's nothing really. It's not even a religion. It's not a religion. It's a way of life. So it's one communing with nature and communing with spirit. So there's no shackles as far as religion goes. So I don't have a religion. My religion is out. I don't have a religion. That's why I call it the Temple of Black Sciences, because it has nothing to do with religion.
And you can be any religion and still live, like an African.
Right. I understand, but like for me, like as a Sunni, as a Muslim, just I can't really I'm not participating in any other rituals or spiritual stuff that's kind of not in line with Islam. So it's something I have to look into, because my family's kind of real strict Muslim.
Real talk, I got you.
But as far as my idea, but yeah, I said I'm open to sitting and talking with you guys and learning about it, see what we can do, Because I don't want religion, our belief systems to get in the way of people building together and stuff, because we shouldn't divide ourselves that way.
That's real. I'm glad you're open to that, because like I said, I don't have any religion, so that's not an issue of mine. So if you can see past, and I'm not trying to be disrespectful, but if you can see past Islam a little bit to embrace something that is not that's outside of your sphere of what you deem to be, spirituality, then maybe we can do something. But I don't want it to be a hindrance where you feel like these brothers is on some crazy shit and it goes against what I'm doing, because it's not that. It's nothing crazy about it at all. It's like I said, it deals with nature, which is one. Nature to me is God. It deals with nature, and it deals with spirituality, communion with your ancestors. Those are the two two basic principles. That's it. It's based on two principles.
So there's no religious conflict at all.
Oh, well, that's something we have to discuss a little later. We can get into that. But as far
I think that I just wanted to add. I think that the goal of everybody on the call was to unify as Black people. And I think
Black first.
Right, Black first. And I think that what we all are agreeing on is that whatever you believe as a Black person, the priority is making sure that we build up a Black community that everybody is that other Black people can see and replicate, and they can be inspired by. You know what I'm saying? And I know that myself, I know Jashim and Dee and Cheveo and probably Carla and probably Avery on the call, we all, and other people that were on the call before, and also the call that we were on about 2 months ago, most of us understand that the biggest goal right now is to make sure that we are unifying. You know what I'm saying? And anything that's a hindrance to unity, you know what I'm saying, we have to leave that behind, you know. So I think that's the biggest thing. I think that's something that all of us understand is that, you know, we have to be Black first. We have to be a people as one, no matter what you believe in regard to like a religious system, no matter what. We all have to make sure that we are unifying and getting this up off of the ground. You know what I'm saying? I hated to cut in the midst of everybody. I'm sorry. I just wanted to put that out there. Sorry. Yeah. But that's just my 2 cents. I think all of us, you know what I'm saying, we're basically, because like Dee was saying, like the making sure that we get everything together. Like Angelia was saying, priorities. Whatever your belief system is, you know what I'm saying. Let's focus on Black first. Let's focus on being a people, and then you know what I'm saying, and then making sure everything is working in tandem with that. You know what I'm saying. The farm, the housing, the you know, our practices, our security, everything is in line with us unifying together. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and I just like to add additionally to that. I mean, and I'm with the sister. When it comes to personal belief systems, that's what makes us who we are. And just to say that, you know, education is part of us as being a people. So, you know, being educated in all aspects of everything is also, you know, a goal without it being personal.
Exactly.
You know, anyway. So I kind of see it as something that actually can help, because you said it before, the thing that separates us is these isms and schisms. But that's education, right, because it's a process of elevating our people. So anyone who comes, you know, it's one unit, and it's under the melanated sun, really. So everything that we're learning and that we can give to each other, we can do that in the process. So, you know, that's kind of how I see that. I have actually a question, though, because I'm actually new. So I look at the plans that are being made, and I know I'm so late and far behind. I have a million questions. However, you know, I kind of look at this as being not only a domestic something that's going to be good for us in the long run as far as where we're living, what we're eating, but also building and cultivating financially. Because this is a base. This is a base to live what you think. When you're separate, when we look at the world itself and what's going on out there, we recognize that we are in a sense, at a war, and to separate ourselves is the only way that we're going to build. So building one community is a catalyst for all of the others that we can possibly build, because I may not live on this particular in this particular region. However, this will be the catalyst for wherever it is that we want to be. And financially, you know, is another thing that we have to be looking at in order to do this, you know, and then what this can create. Like you talk about the farm, you know, when we look at what's going on today, food is a great source of income because people are trying to get away from what's out there. So with the farm, you're not only, feeding ourselves, but it's a potential to really create an economic structure. Looking at that in itself, the construction of the community is one thing, but you just look at this great opportunity for the educational center where people from everywhere can come and learn about sciences that are in us or within us, and this can be the place for it, and it could be a place for people to come and get organic food from all over the country, box it up, send it out, whatever. So I'm looking at the greater picture because we're separating from corporate America to create our own, and our future. So I'm really, really happy to be a part of this. I don't know everything that's going on, and I'm so eager to learn it. But, the structure is very important before, the realities of what separates us.
Now, I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No.
I was just gonna say, Jashim. Hello, Jashim.
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, can you talk about, because Carla brought up a very important subject where we were talking about like a network of communities. Can you talk about what you are already doing with the network of people around? Because you posted a conference call that you had, but I didn't get a chance to listen to it. And so I kind of just wanted to know, you were doing like an association with other communities or what?
Like I was in a coalition with a bunch of other people that are building up communities. Like some people were part of the New Africa people. People were just other people that have land, and they're building communities in Oregon. There's some in Little Rock, Arkansas, and some in Colorado. And we're just get together to see how we can benefit each other and how we can. Because at the time it was just me trying to get my land together. So I was talking with all the other communities about us doing a co-funding thing, about us setting up a joint GoFundMe account or funding account, and and all of us from within our little circles that we get funds from is for we would all try to raise like $5,000 every 3 or 4 months, and then donate that to one specific community. So that way, every 3 or 4 months, each community gets some funding, so we can all get built up at the same time. So we're thinking about doing something like that, but of course, it's going to change a little bit now since I got a lot more people that are coming on board into this community that are going to all work together for this one. But we also discussed like trade routes, and some of those communities, they have already got farms set up. They already have farming equipment. They already have like small like independent businesses set up. So we're thinking about like trading with each other. Like if they have something that we need, we will trade with them something they need, or exchange money for. That way we keep all our funds inside each of those communities.
Got it. Would they be open to, because I know that, we were trying to do like a timetable by August, would they be open to like coming down at that time, or was it just like the funding, or was it to help build up, do everything together, or was it just the funding?
It was a little bit of both. So I know I got 3 members from 3 different communities that are also going to be joining us on the land in August when I go out there. Because they want, like there's a brother, Cedric Campbell. He's part of a Jamaat out in Philadelphia, and he wanted to help me with the orchard and stuff. And 2 other brothers from different communities, they're also come out there and help me clear some land and give me ideas about farming and stuff. So. And then I was going to help them out any way I could as far as with my military background, as far as like security and military training and stuff like that. So.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. So what you were saying, what the brother was talking about was kind of something that I was going to ask about anyway, because you're talking about bartering with other communities that are already established. and you were also talking about, the way that with the funding. So I had a suggestion about funding. If you guys don't mind hearing it, it's actually very similar to what it is that you were talking about. When I was growing up, people, how they built their homes were they would do something, you call it a partner hand, where each family would, if you had like 10, 20 families, no matter where they came from, and they would put up $100 a month. And every month that money would go to their family. And they would buy supplies to start their foundation or whatever it is that they were doing at that particular time. And then the families will all get together. So if it was pouring the cement for the cistern or the wells, then everyone would get together on that designated time and do that, right? So what it would be essentially is your own, like your community bank account that would actually go to one particular area. And you were talking about the other people that you were networking with. And I was wondering, would that be a possibility to just start that process amongst everyone who's already involved in the other communities that we all are a part of? Because even after the property here, the 10 acres is developed and everything again, it could continue and continue and continue until it created that influx of that capital that would be needed to do anything else, even starting businesses within the community. So it's just actually a question and a suggestion at the same time, if it was already in place, being that I'm late.
Are you saying, because I just want to clarify for myself, are you saying like all of the communities that Jashiam is working with, they all give like $100 a person? Is that what you're saying?
I'm saying within all the ranks, who he's working with, we personally, everyone, and just to put that together, because I found that worked quicker, because that's how my family built their home. And for very little, they built a home that they may have back in that time. This is like in the mid-'80s, right? And they built that home. They borrowed no money from the bank because whatever was left over from somebody else's, maybe they were building a kitchen, whatever was left over, it would go on to the next family. That house, they probably spent, to be really honest with you, my parents probably spent like $35,000 for a 3-bedroom, huge cement brick, you call it brick, but, we make, they were out of blocks, cement blocks is what you make your house with. And now it's worth about $250,000 free and clear from the bank. They don't owe anyone anything for it. And it was based on that Susu principle. So there are people who, at this time, that want to create a community, but not at this time. So this could be something that no matter where you come from, if you wanted to contribute to it, it would benefit you in the future, because then you would be in that. So when it was your time, wherever it is, that, we could return the favor continually. So it's paying it forward. So, I was just saying that maybe that could work in this circumstance.
All right, so you said pretty much everyone in the collective, put together $100 a month in a pot, and then we just help each family get on one at a time or something?
Yeah, it could be for this particular project, right? It could be just every family, every person in this community. It doesn't even have to be $100. It's whatever you can give. But every month you're putting it in. We're all collectively putting it together. So now you're building, you're clearing the land. You have to rent equipment, I'm sure, purchase equipment, whatever it is that needs to be done for this particular, when you're doing it right now, we can all throw into it. Okay, and then once this is done, the next thing would be maybe putting up the greenhouses or the farm, whatever is needed that we cannot borrow equipment or something like that, and we need to purchase it. That money will already be available. So say we give ourselves a deadline, and you need to buy a bulldozer or rent a bulldozer for a specific amount of time and get the bins and things like that. Outside of the hands that the collective have, we may need to get a contractor in there or whatever, then this money would already be there. So say we all as a collective and whomever else, from other communities are putting in, $100 a month, and there's 100 of us. By the time that you need the whatever it is that we're going to need, the money will be there and available. We won't be having to scrounge around for it because it makes the process quicker. It's just like, and $100 a month to a lot of people is a lot, but then to other people, you spend that much when you go to the gas station, you go to put gas, you break the money, you go in, you buy a water or whatever. We already know that this is designated to do this, and if it is serious enough, I think that people will do it because it's $100 you don't think about. It's like when people go to church and they pay tithes. To me, this is my tithe. So whenever I am able, like any project that I'm doing, because I work by projects. So whatever projects I'm doing, I've said to myself, okay, whatever my project is, 10% of that will go to this collective. So whatever it is that I'm making. So even if I make $100, $10 goes to the collective, and the collective would find a way. Even it can buy seeds. I don't know. It could buy dirt. I don't know. But it goes to the collective. So if we were to do that for this particular project, we know where that money is going to go. So when it's time to hire a contractor, when it's time to do whatever, we can say, okay, so from July to December, as a collective, we've acquired $10,000, and that's $10,000 that we can use to do whatever is necessary. And it could be with the other groups that we're networking with, other people who see the potential of this being their reality, because they don't necessarily have to live on this property, but there are other properties. Because I'm pretty sure after this one is done, the favor can be returned to another person who purchased 10 acres and wants to do the same thing.
Right.
So that's how I kind of see that financially. Because at the same time, there's also we can do the same thing for the businesses that will support the collective.
And Carla, what did you call it? You called it Susu. Okay, I'm right.
Susu. That means it's actually like a term that means collection or collective. So what we did, and my mom, because my father passed 2 years ago. My mom, whenever there's something big that you need to do, right, and you know that you can't go to the bank to get this money, right? You find somebody. People do it today all the time because my cousins, everybody's still doing it. So you have maybe 50 people, right? And most of the time it's 50 people that you work with. 50 people that you work with or that you know. And you decide upon an amount, right? So Susu's, like back in the day, was $25. But now you might find one that's $100 a week. People do it by the week because, say, it goes by the week. So if there's 50 people and you're putting $100 a week, that one person collects all that money except for $100 because that would have been his $100 that he puts in. And then the next week, the next person gets it until the end. So it's basically your money that you're saving, right? But if I wanted to purchase a car that was $5,000, I didn't have to go to the bank and I didn't have to wait a year to save it. I had it. I'm paying for my car because I still have to put in whatever for the next family. But I was able to purchase that car right then. I didn't have to wait, and then I can go on with the next project. So that's basically what it is, what the premise was. So when people didn't have, everybody had. Because, today he got a car. The next week the other neighbor got to fix his roof or whatever, send his kid off to college, whatever. So that was the premise of that. And since I've been born, I know that they were doing that. They still do it today. And this is why it is that, we knew we couldn't go to the banks because it was very hard for us to get it, to do it. Even though, I'm from the U.S. Virgin Islands. They don't take care of you like that. You know what I'm saying? So you had to take care of each other. And that was one of the ways that people did it. So I'm saying to introduce that into this scenario, the planning is great, but when you know that you have a backing to do it, it takes it's less time and less stress. You just have to have the dedicated people. If we say that we're going to do something, just like you pay tithes, this is your tithe. This is your tithing to each other. So once you tie to each other that it's going to be a benefit in the long run to yourself. You're just paying it forward. So building a collective on that, you never really have to worry about where I'm going to get it because so in the community is always going to be paying it forward.
All right. Yeah, that sounds good. So something we could talk about further and see if we want to implement that in there. Thank you for sharing it with us. I like that.
No worries.
Sounds good, yeah. All right, so as far as getting prepared for August, I know a couple of you guys want to move on to land in August. What are we doing to prepare for that? Cause I know we need the power and to finish the well and stuff. What we got in the works for that?
The timetable, I was thinking that what we could do is if we all could go down to the land maybe this weekend, maybe next Saturday. I know Love Power was saying we all could meet at his house around 11 o'clock because I think he's only like an hour and a half away. He's in Henry County. So He said we could all meet at his house and drive down there, get there by like 1 o'clock, walk around the land for maybe about 2 or 3 hours, and then, come back. And then, because when we go out there, we could take notes, and figure out, he was saying, we could possibly, mark things off, figure out, that type of thing. And then and then we could have, from that point forward, I think the first, because I know when we talked, you said it was like, it might be like $1,000 to get the well and the power pole finished.
Yeah, I already got a lot of. I got the well kind of deep already, but I didn't top it off. I didn't put in the submersible pump yet. I didn't do all that stuff because I was gonna wait. Because like I said before, I thought it was going to be me doing this, so I was going to wait until I actually moved on the land to get that done because I didn't really need it finished now. But since we got a different timetable for other families, then yeah. Cause I got all the stuff for the well already. I got the PVC pipe. I just need to finish drilling it. Mm-hmm. So we can do that. If you know the way I was doing it, that's the cheapest way because I called a well company in Sandersville, and they're talking about $3,000 to have the casing and everything. I'm like, nah, I do the broke redneck way, man. just drill it down there, and then we'll put the PVC pipe and put the pump in there, and then we got to get our own filter. But besides that, we should be good. And the only thing as far as that goes, all we need is to drill it now. So that's not going to be very expensive at all if you're doing it the way I did it. As in the power pole. I called Jefferson County EMC. That's the one in because Washington County and Jefferson County, the land's right there on the border of it. So Washington County referred me to Jefferson County because that's one in Bartow. So they say that a power pole there is $475 just to buy the power pole. And then if have them install it, it'd be another $300. But we can install it ourselves because it's the pole. We just dig a hole and put it in there deep enough with some cement at the bottom to keep it stable. And then we have an electrician wire it. So that shouldn't cost too much.
Okay. So maybe probably maybe $500 to $800 to get everything done.
Yeah. Just
to get everybody. Okay. So I think that we should work towards that because maybe sometime in July, because I know my brother can come out there, of course. Chevelle and D, and Love Power. I mean, all of us could possibly, if you guys are open to that, go down there sometime in July and work on that. Or we could just wait until you come down in August, Jashim, and we could do all that in one day.
However you always want to do it. I live far away. Like I said, I live in Ohio. It's a 10-hour drive. It takes me probably 13 hours because of the kids to get there. So, or else I'll be down there, this weekend or next weekend with you guys and get stuff done. But because of the commute. But I have some money that was raised in the GoFundMe that already. So that'll take up so some of it's already going to be paid for. So I'll go back and calculate how much is there, and then I'll present it like in the group chat we got. I'll present to you, Jamila, whatever, and you guys can we can figure out the rest. We can do what the other sister was talking about, and each contribute to finish out the rest of what's needed. Okay.
So I think the biggest thing is the figuring out the time, because what I could do is I'm going to go price everything because I know if we were talking about getting everything together by August 15th when you come down, because you're coming down on the 14th, right?
Right.
Okay. So if we could, when we sit down next week at the meet and greet, we can all figure out exactly what we're going to do that weekend that we're down there. You know what I'm saying? And then that way we can know everything that we need to be getting. I'll price everything, and then at that point, once everybody's down, because I know Angelia was saying you guys are trying to get like people from a whole bunch of different communities to come, right? On that day or on those days, because I saw her posting some things, and she was asking other people from like New Africa, from another community out in Texas. I know she was talking with Eddie that was on the group call about like different people coming from different places all on that weekend and helping getting everything set up at one time to kind of like minimize costs and time. Was that what you guys were interested in doing when you came down?
The wisest thing to do would be to get as many people, who want to do it together at one time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just easier that way, to meet, to make as many trips as possible. You want to streamline the process if you can.
Okay, so Justine, you're coming down on the 14th, correct?
Yeah, I'll be there. Yeah, I'll be there. I'll leave on the 14th, and I'll probably be there sometime early the morning, 15th.
Okay, so we could do that. I can price everything. We can start pushing the GoFundMe, sharing it, letting everybody know what we're trying to do, and pushing that so that people can start contributing, and then we can all get together. I'm gonna ask as many family members as I can, as many friends as I can, to come down on the 15th, on that Saturday and that Sunday, and we can all work to get everything set up at one time, and kind of like Chevelle was just saying, like streamline the process. You know what I'm saying? Make it more efficient. And I know that's what Angelia was saying as well. Like she could get as many people from different communities, like electricians, plumbers. Peter that was in the group, he does the solar power. She was saying he could do the solar power and get on the date set. We could do that all on that, one day, and kind of like delegate all of those different things. So I think I could price everything. We could start pushing the GoFundMe, and then on the 15th, everybody come together and basically build everything that we need at the point at that one time.
All right, that sounds good. But we're gonna need tools. Probably need tools, and like I said, probably need like a portable bathroom, because there's no closest bathroom is 35 miles away. So
okay.
It'd be hard out there, working with no bathroom when you got to go.
Okay, so we need the porta potty, and then Let's see.
Be some type of tools, because we probably like, a lot of people's family and friends have tools and stuff. We probably find some cheap tools off of Craigslist and other places we can use. But like basic stuff, like the clearing.
You should put like what type of tools that's going to be needed. Probably like make a list of what kind of tools that could be made, and then maybe we can, definitely have an idea so people could bring with them what they have. So if I don't know what type of tools, but maybe if you just give us a list, and then we can all just try to see if we can find people to bring as much of the things that's on the list on the 15th. Because I might know a couple of people that they do a little bit of construction work, and maybe I might be able to get them to, volunteer.
From what I see, that land's going to need to be excavated. It's a lot of trees. You're going to have to level some of that stuff out. Those aren't little tools.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man, it's very raw.
Exactly.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, okay, so price a porta potty, an excavator. What
excavating
else?
Is like bulldozing and plows and things like that.
Bulldozer. Plows.
Yeah, actually, I've had an estimate on a bulldozer, because I was thinking about, when I went down to this August, that I was gonna. There's a city called, it's like 35 miles in the other direction from the land, and they have a Lowe's there and another heavy place to rent heavy tools, right? And I was actually going to rent a bulldozer and a mini backhoe. And
there you go.
For both of those, for like 3 days, it was like $700. And all we had to do was bring it ourselves. If they dropped it off, it would be a lot more expensive, But if we towed it ourselves there, hauled it ourselves there, we can get a lot done in 24 hours with those two types of tools, But if you have 3 days with it, we can do more than enough. We can dig the trenches out for the piping from the well. I can go buy some more PVC pipe. They got a PVC pipe store inside Sandersville. So they got everything there. So we should be okay once we get everything down that we want to do.
Okay, cool. So I just wrote all of that down. So I know that you said that the basic tools to get all of that. The bulldozer, you priced that at $700. I'll price the porta potty, and then probably like some type of tents that we were talking about while people are down there, so we can work basically those all of the entire day, right?
Right.
Okay, so that needs to be priced. Then, or even I know you posted in the group. You said that hotels are viable there too, because you said that there were some hotels in the outside area that were really cheap. Yeah.
Well, in Sandersville, the one I normally stay at, it's called like the Sandersville Motor Inn or something, and it's for $45 a night. It's like a Motel 6, but it's $45 a night, and to save on gas, we can carpool from the hotel to the land if need be, But,
okay. You said it's in Sandersville?
Yeah.
Listen, my mother is from Sandersville, so I probably got some family out there I can reach out to. I'm going to look into that.
Cool.
Oh, there you go.
We're literally from Sandersville. Like, I used to go there every summer as a kid, so, like, I have people out there.
Now that would help. Okay. Yeah. Because I don't really, I know Metro Atlanta, but I'm not very versed with, like my ex-husband is from Augusta, like the Milledgeville, Augusta area, but I've never been there, like to, you know what I mean? Like I've never actually been there. Porta potty, excavator, the hotel, and what about the outdoor eating area that you guys were talking about? Because of course we have to eat while we're there on that weekend. So will we need something for that, like some type of structure to have everybody have food or whatever?
Yeah, because like the band is barren. There's nothing out there, so we'll probably need like some. If any of you guys got like fold up tables and fold up chairs and like a little portable barbecue or something, you guys can bring out there and tables and stuff, and that would be awesome. That would help.
That was cool. Okay.
And I don't mind contributing personally out of buying some food so we all can barbecue or enjoy out there while we're out there.
Okay, food. We all contribute to that. Yeah, you don't always have to pay everything. Just you. We can all put in. Because I know if anything needs, I think we get all of those basic things taken care of that weekend. You know what I'm saying? It'll be easier to facilitate everybody working and stay and keep working. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Now the housing, that's another thing we were talking about this morning, and we were talking about the shipping container homes. Does anybody else on the call know anything about shipping container homes? Like, is it just me and Jashim that know that we're talking about it?
Nah, I've seen those joints too. I don't know if you know the dude Zay, but me and him were talking about that, about the shipping container homes. Shamor knows about them. I don't know a lot of details about them, but we were looking into the same thing.
Okay, so you guys wouldn't be adverse. D, you wouldn't be adverse to like looking into the shipping container homes more?
Yeah, Pop. What you doing? Look at you, man. This my nigga right here. Word. Peace, brother. How you? All right.
Hello.
What's up, mama? Listen, y'all good. You out here looking like my cousin. See, you see this boy here?
Okay, well, guess he's busy.
Okay, but we were talking about the shipping container homes, and I think that's a good. I think that's the best bet because I was looking into Hempcrete, I was looking into Earthship, the tiny homes, and I think we can rule out we can do the tiny homes as like a secondary income, like we were talking about, because the tiny homes, I don't think that's going to work because most of us have families and we have kids. You know what I'm saying? Young kids. And I don't think that would be something viable, sturdy. I think the shipping containers are a lot less costly. You know what I'm saying? And they're a lot more flexible in design. We can do a lot more with those. So I'm thinking that what we could do is we could also possibly within like the next couple of days start putting that out there as well, like adding the housing. What do you think about adding the housing to the GoFundMe cost, or do you not want to do that at all? Because it's really up to you what if you want to add that or not, because I know that's something that we would need, you know, as we go forward, because we can't stay in tents forever, you know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah, definitely. We can add the housing cost to the GoFundMe. And I was trying to figure out a way to make you an admin on it, because, you know, so I'll give it you later on, and we can figure that out. That way, you know, that way we both keep track of the account and the money, how much going in, how much we're going out. That way there's no issues. I know a lot of y'all don't know me, but a lot of you guys do know Jamila, so that way there's no, you know, there we have someone for your collective, but also inside on the fundraising too. So it's not all just on me.
I know you were saying you didn't want to be in charge of any money or whatever.
I mean, anything go wrong, you know, he's coming after me, so I don't want nothing to do with that.
Okay, cool. I mean, I'm welcome. I'm open to being added. Now, can you put it out there about the treasurer? Because I'm going to tell you now, I'm an organizer, I'm a researcher, I'm a planner. I really don't want to handle any money because that's another big responsibility. I'm more so on the organization side, but I'm not really into watching the money part. You know what I'm saying? So I know you were saying you were looking for a treasurer. I don't know if anybody else would be open to doing that, but I just want to put it out there. I'm not really open to that idea. So.
Did you guys think that we actually need a treasurer, or do you think that we just have like I'm thinking about getting an LLC for our Alkebulan. Well, I am not thinking about it. I am gonna go get it, and that way I can open up a bank account, you know, for our community, you know, underneath it is that LLC, and we can and that way we can all the main whoever we appoint treasurer, whoever we appoint that's gonna be in charge of the funds. Can be in charge of that account and have the credit or debit card, whatever that goes to that account and everything else. I just thought that, you know, it might be good to have a treasurer. That way the main focus can be focused on the money and telling us what we can afford and what we can't afford and what we need to do in order to afford it. For me personally, I'm not too good with money myself because, you know, I like stuff and in my household, money goes quick. So I wanted to, you know, I don't want to be in this money and then I end up buying a whole bunch of stuff for our community that we don't really need. So we end up blowing community funds that you needed for something else, you know? So I'm not really good at pricing stuff out and spending that way. So I want to put that on. If somebody else wanted to take over that, I'm open to it.
B, Saraya, would one of y'all where you might be interested in doing that?
What, being the treasurer as far as like handling the money?
Yeah.
Oh man. I mean, if no one else is gonna do it and we need it to be done, I'm gonna have to consider. Real talk. So I mean, you know, that's one of those council kind of decisions, you know.
Yeah.
You need like a treasurer, somebody to hold on to it. If he's not open to it, then you know, I'm not have to be open to it. I'm not awful with dollars.
Okay.
Like I was telling Jamil that my older sister, she has a master's degree in accounting. So if we need help with like keeping the books or anything, you know, she doesn't mind helping out and keeping track of it. She doesn't want to be solely responsible for our funds, you know. But if whoever decided to be treasurer, if they need questions about keeping books or whatever, you know, my sister's more than happy to give her expertise on it.
I'll keep that in mind. Okay.
Okay. So yeah, what we'll decide is we'll be thinking about that question. We put it out there. We need somebody to look over the money. And so when we come down on the 15th as a community, we can maybe decide who that person is going to be, because that is a big responsibility. Yeah, so we can do that on the 15th if you guys agree with that. Everybody as a community can come and say, okay, this person can be the person that looks over the funds for the community.
Another thing I want to bring up is like as far as like I wanted to build like a school and a clinic on there too. So I think if a lot of us have families and kids, so does anybody in the community have any type of experience in teaching or a teaching experience, or should we do like an online homeschooling thing, like have like a building for the kids to be in, to have a whole bunch of computers like go online, have a couple people that have a like a TA there, so, I don't know, something like that.
Okay.
I know a couple of sisters who are already doing something like that, where there is a homeschool program, but kind of like a virtually. You know, but if there's a building, I don't know. Are you talking about in the area that you're at, or are you just talking about in general?
In the area that we're at, I wanted to build like a specific area for as a school, so the kids, you know, so they can all go there and interact and also learn, you know. And I wanted the curriculum, you know, to be like, you know, so it could be like regular curriculum, but also want to have like catered. You know, a lot of the regular school curriculum is kind of Europeanized and whitewashed, and you know, so we wanted something that kind of gives a sense of pride in who and what we are, and also educates our kids in a way that they don't think they're not ashamed of being who they are, you know.
Yeah.
Okay, got it. Okay. So basically, like some classrooms?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I'll write that down. And maybe like maybe looking into like a curriculum that they could all do, like maybe an African-centered curriculum.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. If everyone is okay with that, so something we all agree on as a community. And then as far as like clinic, my wife she's about to be in nurse practitioner pretty soon, and I know you said Angela, I think she's also an RN. So trying to open up a clinic so y'all have access to at least to some free healthcare on the land. In case anyone like is hurt or something, we have supplies there, have medical professionals that can take care of people.
Got it. Clinic. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Well, so I wrote I'm taking notes. And I've taken all of the notes in the chat that we had. I took all those notes down. And so what I'm going to do is revise the presentation. And then on next week, I know you're gonna Skype with us, right, Jashim?
Yeah, I'll be there through Skype.
Okay. We can Skype it, and then I'll make copies of the presentation so everybody will have a hard copy, and I'll send you a link. And I'll update everything that we talked about tonight and in the previous conference call and on the chat. I'll update that information. I'll make copies for everybody that's going to be at the meet and greet. Myself, Dee, Chevelle, Jamil, Love Power, Cora, and Lisa Green. I'll make copies for everybody, and then I'll send you a link. And that way, when you come onto the Skype, everything will be updated. And everything that we just talked about, the items that we need, I'll price that, the porta potty, the excavator, and the table. I know the tables and chairs and stuff. I could probably get a couple of those because my mom owns her own business in Alabama, and she gets those things for dirt cheap. She can get those for like pennies on the dollar, the tables and chairs. So I can get some of those, and then so next week I'll have everything sorted out to where I can hand it to everybody, and we can actually, we can actually have everything in place. So on August 15th, now we can start pushing everything. We can start pushing the GoFundMe. We can start updating the group page. Well, the page that you have, the Facebook page.
Yeah.
And any pages that we all have or personal pages, we can start pushing that. And then if you want, I can create a website if you want me to.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Okay.
What do you guys think about a website, everybody else? I guess okay.
Yeah, it's been a little late. Everybody's probably just like muted us. I mean, but I'm thinking that it'll probably be best because that way we can put a link to the GoFundMe on the website as well. And then, we can just push everybody to the website, and then that way they can get all of the information. They can see what tools we need. I can put something up there with that information. And basically give them a background of what we're trying to do and make it clearer for people so they can see with black people, that's all they want to see. They just want to see where their money is going. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
If we put, the proposal up there and everything and just make it a nice, clean and crisp website, we can start pushing that link. And I can have that done by tomorrow because I've been working on it since yesterday. Just the idea, I drew some ideas out, so it's not going to be anything for me to go online and actually put it up.
Okay, yeah. I'm cool with that.
Okay. So I know everybody's probably, I don't know if you want to just maybe set up another conference call, Jashim, whatever another good time for you.
Yeah, I'm sorry I had to be so late, during Ramadan, I'm kind of exhausted most of the day, and then I break my fast around this time, so I'll talk then. But we can have an earlier time if you guys want to, the next one.
Okay. What's a good time for everybody else on the call?
It wasn't a bad time for me. Once my this is after my son's bedtime, so.
After his bed. So late is good for you, Chevelle, right?
Yeah.
The later the better.
But I'm
probably.
Don't get it twisted. I'm flexible.
You flexible? Okay, I think probably. Well, what we'll do is when we have the meet and greet next week, we'll all sit down and see what's the best day, and then we'll have the conference call from there. We'll decide on the next conference call from there because Jashim, you'll be there on the Skype. We'll all be there. We'll all be here, and we can just decide at that time when we do the next call.
Okay.
Okay, cool. Okay, well, I took all the notes, and I'll get back to you guys next week and get everything started.
Real quick, Cora hit me up. She wanted you to touch bases with her and let her know, just basically give her your notes on what we talked about.
You said Cora?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah. Jashim, you recorded the call, didn't you?
Yeah. I'm gonna. It takes me about a couple hours to get it set up and uploaded because this call is long, so it'd be too big for me to upload directly to Facebook. So I upload to YouTube, and then I'll put a link into the chat side or on the page, whatever. So everyone can look at it and listen to it.
Okay, cool. Yeah. So once you do that, I'll text her. Whenever you say that the link is finished, I'll text it to Cora Chevelle and give her the link so she can listen to the call.
Okay.
Okay, cool.
All right. Well, anything else we touch base on? If not, we can. I know everyone's probably tired. We can get off the call.
Yeah, I think that's the end, Jashim.
Well, thanks everybody for coming and attending, man. And we've got a lot of information and some more stuff to.
Blackfoot, this is excellent, man.
I think your call. I can hardly hear you, brother. It's a little low.
Hello.
I was just saying thank you.
Chevelle, you were talking. What were you saying?
Nah, I was just saying thank you.
Oh, he just said thank you, Jashim.
Oh, yeah. I'm sorry. It's like it was just a little low. I'm not sure it was my kids screaming in the background, but no problem. But I appreciate you and thank you for coming on to the call and being part of this thing. So thank all you guys for it.
You're welcome. You're welcome. All right. Well, this was very productive, and I just want to say peace and blessings to everybody. I'm gonna get started. I'm gonna start working on everything, and then I'll see everybody next week.
All right. Good deal.
Peace.
Peace.